Well, Mrs. Manz told the story of starting the organization to us many, many times.
It started right here at this table. Esther Manz, my grandmother, sat around with a bunch of her friends at the kitchen table and decided what they wanted to do to lose weight.
She was sitting with 3 of her good friends in her kitchen, bemoaning the fact that they had put on extra pounds. So she and these friends started a little group once a week where they would weigh each other in and try to help each other lose weight. They began to lose weight. They began to attract attention of some of their other friends. Their friends wanted to come too. And soon Esther's kitchen just was not about to hold everybody.
Grandma was a very much an encourager type person. She'd always be the type that says, you know, you're doing really good at that.
She was just the most sincere, down-to-earth person. Once she looked you in the eye, you felt that she really did care about you as an individual.
She was a very feisty lady. She told you exactly. She was not afraid of anybody.
She loved life. She had a very good sense of humor.
Oh, she was fun. She had a delightful sense of humor. She loved jokes.
She was a very modest lady.
She lived in a small tract house, a rambler, off Edgerton on the south side of Milwaukee, her entire life. And in that house, she raised 5 children.
She was a very forward-thinking type person, and she had a lot going on that, you know, wouldn't have been normal for that time.
Esther would get her scale, her bathroom scale, in a shopping bag and a little spiral notebook, and down they would go to the community center, and they would weigh everybody in.
She roamed the city of Milwaukee with her shopping bag and starting chapters all over. And
as Tops grew, meetings began to sprout up all over Milwaukee. The circle just kept widening. It even started to go into Illinois. And Esther was trying to attend every single meeting. So she would get on in her little car, and it was a little sort of a beater of a car, with her shopping bag and her spiral notebook, and off she would go, meeting to meeting to meeting.
What to call it? On the spur of the moment, one of the charter members suggested TOP, take off pounds. A headline writer added an S, and now that S stands for sensibly.
The name Tops was very appropriate because it grew like Topsy. After we had our first meeting with our first 4 members, Tops is take off pounds sensibly, and Tops is kind of Alcoholics Anonymous program for overeaters. But it can't really be anonymous because there's nothing anonymous about being overweight. What you eat in private shows in public, so there's nothing anonymous about it. Anyway, Tops helps people take off weight by encouragement.
Esther was the type that she knew that Tops needed to get out there and be known, and somehow the word got around to Life magazine.
they were getting all these phone calls. Life magazine was a big supporter of Tops, and she had numerous articles about what was happening with Tops. And in, I think, 1965, we had over 1,000 chapters in Wisconsin alone.
We have a national magazine called Tops News. She always wrote a feature in it that was addressed to everyone. So you were always very much in touch with Mrs. Manz and what she was thinking and what she was wanting to do.
Mrs. Manz did not feel that she should put a lot of money into advertising. She felt that any money that we had left over should go to our research.
She had many dreams when she first started. One was to start the research program, which she started at Deaconess Hospital. The original contribution was $250,000. We've now given almost $7 million to research.
In the hope that there may someday be something that will be helpful and do no harm to a person that is afflicted with obesity.
research, the retreat program. All these were dreams that Esther had. The first retreat was held for the board of directors up at the Northern Air in northern Wisconsin. And in order to start the program, they asked all the members to send in a donation of $1.
She said she just hated when she had left, and it would be so much fun if there was some place that she could just go for a few days and just be with all of her friends. And so they started a Tops retreat program in 1976.
Got that Tops enthusiasm up in my head. Where? Up in my head. Where? Up in my head. I got that Tops enthusiasm up in my head. Where? Up in my head to stay.
And each year, thousands of TOPS members gather for International Recognition Days. IRD is really something very special. It's a wonderful celebration. There are people of all ages, from all walks of life.
The very first international conference was held at the American Medical Association in Chicago, Illinois in 1955. It's a celebration. It's a wonderful time to showcase best efforts. People from all across the United States and Canada gather together in their own states and provinces, celebrate their very best accomplishments for the year, and then from those groups, they come together at an international event and celebrate the very best of the very best. TOPS has always had two individuals they recognize as king and queen. The rules for determining that award have changed through the years, but they've always honored loyalty.
We have crowns and sashes, and they get flowers. We want to say to everybody, look at what you have done. This is amazing. Your story might touch somebody, and they might be the next one to start losing weight and become the next king or queen. Grandma always thought, you know what? This is really special. We need to treat them like royalty. And so they get the royal treatment.
People need kings and queens, and they need heroes. We have to have somebody to look up to, and it sort of motivates us that we feel if they could do it, maybe we can do it too.
We created the category known as COPS, Keep Off Pounds Sensibly, which is someone who eventually gets to their goal no matter how long it takes them. And it's been that way since 1968.
Topsy was a little figurine. We have it on top of our trophies. It's almost a silhouette, and she would stand on her tiptoes.
My uncle was in the publishing department, and he was the one that came up and designed the Topsy symbol. It was like a silhouette of kind of what people envision of wanting to be a healthy-looking person. I see people wearing this all the time, and I go, my uncle made that design. So it's neat to see it live on.
TOPS eventually became so huge that they had to find a permanent home. Being who she is and not wanting to waste the members' money unnecessarily, Esther decided that we needed to build a building. And so she told the members what she was thinking about doing, and she had an architect draw up plans. And every single member of TOPS bought a brick, one brick, to build our headquarters. Not Esther's building, our building. And the building is our building. I guess the thing that always impressed me so much about Mrs. Manz was the fact that she had the opportunity to become a millionaire because the organization was so extremely successful. And she always declined that opportunity.
She was offered $1 million to sell TOPS, and she declined because she wanted to keep it nonprofit. It's pretty commendable.
She always felt that the funds that were available in the organization should be used to benefit the members. She was always true to that principle.
It's just one person who had this drive to help other people.
She really genuinely cared about everybody. And I think that with her caring, and she just it overflowed out of her. She just oozed love for everybody.
She really wanted people to rule with their heart. I mean, she was more of, if you do it with your heart, then it's the right way.
She was just a warm, inviting, fun little lady to be around.
There was one man, and he was from Texas, and he was kind of a younger man, and he came up to her, and he was just in tears, and he goes, "Thank you, you saved my life." And I went, wow, this man said she saved his life. He goes, if it wasn't for Tops, I'd be dead right now. That's all she ever did in her life, was try to help people. She really touched a lot of people. She's my inspiration.
Tops isn't something that people can buy, I mean, in taking off pounds sensibly. They still have to do the work themselves, and it's a program that they have to do themselves. We can call it a do-it-yourself program. It's an organization where these people get together and give each other all the encouragement and help that they can use.